Welcome and welcome back, my love. Space is full. Works well for you. Be successful in your studies. We appreciate, right? You guys can hear that, right? On to the main. It was 2 a.m. Avoid procrastination, the form of laziness. Try to speak. Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle and I hope you're here to stay and enjoy more of my upcoming content. And if you're coming here for the second time, third time, fourth time, welcome and welcome back, my love. As you can probably tell by the title, in today's video I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to create your own study timetable, how to find motivation to study, and how to find a routine that works well for you. So without wasting time, let's get straight into it. I apologize for not posting last week. Okay, to my OG subscribers, I'm so sorry for not posting last week. I just filmed this video today. Last week I had a vlog ready to be posted, but I didn't want my channel to be organized, man. I didn't want you guys to see a lot of vlogs and then a random video like this. I want it to be a vlog, a video like this, a vlog, a video like this, like that. So before I start getting off topic, let's get straight to the purpose of this video. So first things first, which is tip number 1, is find a routine that works well for you. Create a routine that works well for you. Your routine should revolve around the way your school hours are structured, your morning routine, your night routine, what you do, your eating times, your relaxing time. Your routine should be structured around all of that if you want to be successful in your studies. Okay, you guys know that I love doing story times. Like every time I film videos like this, I like referring you guys to how I used to do things or how my life used to be. So okay, let's take things back to matric. Okay, so in my matric year, I lived let's just say 20 minutes away from school. Well, it's 10 minutes away from school, but you know how it is using public transport, you know. Yeah, so let's just say I lived 20 minutes away from my school. Okay, so yes, I would wake up around 5 a.m. I would do the showering, getting ready and all of that within an hour. 6 a.m. my transport picked me up. I had to be at school by 6:30. Okay, so this is how things at my school are structured. From 6:30 to 7:30, I think we had a morning study. But you think that during that morning study you'd be having your own personal study, but no, it was usually not the case. I don't even know why they called it a morning study actually, because you wouldn't be having your own personal study during that 1 hour. Teachers would always come in the morning. Like teachers would always come in the morning to like teach us. So yeah, let me just say, I didn't have time to do my own personal studying at school. Even during that morning study of theirs, I really had no time to study. So there were teachers from 6:30 to 7:30. There would be a 10 minutes break, and then from that time until 2:30 we'll be learning, and then school would knock out of school at around 2:30. 2:30 we would have a 30 minutes break, and then 3 o'clock we are back in class again. This was called an afternoon study. Okay, so during that session, yeah, you could have your personal study, but that was very rare. Like that was so rare, guys. Like that didn't happen actually, because even during that afternoon study time, like teachers would come to teach us, and it was compulsory for you to be in class when the teacher is teaching in your class, because I remember I would tell myself that, oh, if a teacher comes, I'll just get out of class, find an empty class and do my own personal studying. But it was usually not the case, guys. By 3 o'clock, the teacher is at the door and you can't get out because he'll ask you, where are you going? So you just had to stay and listen to him. Well, I don't want to lie. It was so helpful. I really appreciate their effort. Yeah, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Okay, so I don't know what just happened. Wait. Okay, so our thing is back on. What was I saying? Oh, like as I was saying, I really do appreciate what my former teachers used to do for us. Like, it was kind of helpful, I won't lie. But if you think about it, you didn't really have time for yourself. Like, you didn't have time to assess yourself. And I know in many public schools and all other schools, it be like that. I know you're learning, like, just imagine learning from 6:30 to 5 o'clock every day. You are learning, you don't have time for yourself, and on top of that, they're giving you homeworks. And for myself, I attended extra classes, so I would knock off from my school at around 5 p.m. and I would walk for 30 minutes to get to my extra classes, which usually began at around 5:30. So 5:30 to 5:30, I would be attending extra classes. So you can imagine, I usually got home at around 10 minutes to 7 p.m. You know, but I remember I usually got home around 7:10 p.m. So you can imagine, like, throughout the whole day, I left home at 6 a.m. I come back at 7:10 p.m. That's like 13 hours of my day. And during those 13 hours of my day, I was just learning. Like, I just felt like I didn't have time to assess myself. I mean, sometimes you just have to sit down on your own to see if you understand certain things on your own without the help of a teacher or without someone teaching you. I felt like I didn't have that until I developed a routine for myself, which is why I am creating this whole video, because that is what you need to do for yourself if you want to be successful in your matric year. Because obviously when you come back, you're gonna have to eat, you're gonna have to bath, and on top of that, you have homeworks. You have a lot of homeworks piling up. You have to do your homework, or else you're gonna deal with a teacher the next day. So it is possible. It is very much possible, as long as you have a routine that you are sure will work for you. One thing about me, I'm a person of routine. I don't mind doing things the same way each and every day. Oh my gosh, it's about to rain. I don't think you guys can hear that, right? Yeah, it's about to rain. Like, I think there's about to be a thunderstorm outside. Okay, so now oh, that was a lot of yapping. That was yeah. Okay, let's get straight into the purpose of today's video before everything goes out of hand and this video becomes very long. Okay, so first things first, as I was saying, you have to find a routine that works for you. As I said, one thing about myself, I'm a person of routine. I don't mind doing things the same way at the same time each and every day. I don't know, that's just how my brain is wired. I don't like changing my schedules every day. Like, you find that today I'm starting at 4 p.m. Tomorrow I change, I go and I study around 10 p.m. No, that is not me. If I'm studying at 10 p.m. today, then it means I'm gonna have to study at 10 p.m. for the rest of the week, unless if there are circumstances that require me to change that routine. Okay, so as I said in my previous video, if you watched my previous video, my study tips video, I did mention that discover when your brain works best. There is a game changer, guys. Discover when your brain works the best. Once you discover this, I promise you would never feel lazy to study. You will procrastinate, but I mean, like, it won't be that deep, because you know that if I sit down and study at this specific time, I'm just going to be getting it. Okay, So for myself, as I mentioned in my previous video, I study better in the early mornings. Okay, so you just have to discover what works best for you. So for myself, coming back from school at around 7 p.m. was a bit too much for me. I would come back exhausted. Like, I remember I feel so bad for my younger sister. I remember every time I would come back during that time, like, I don't want anyone to talk to me. Like, that's how tired I would be. I just wanna eat, shower, go to sleep. Okay, so imagine if I came back during that time, tired as I was, and I forced myself to start studying. Like, it wasn't gonna be effective, right? But if you're someone who wants to keep the momentum, let's say you come back from school with a lot of energy, you just want to keep it going, then study right after you come back from school. There was a time I was like that as well. I wanted to get into studying immediately when I got back from school, and it worked for me during that time, but it didn't work for me in the long run. So find what works best for you, and also prioritize your sleep. Yeah, do prioritize your sleep. For example, if you are, like I said, if you're someone who you want to keep the momentum, you want to start studying immediately when you get back from school, then at least have enough time to sleep. I would say if you're in grade 12, don't listen to those people who would tell you to sleep for 3 hours, sleep for 2 hours. Please don't do that for yourself. Like, please, I am begging you, do not do that. Okay, please don't do that. I think 5 hours is enough. 8 hours is a bit much if you're in matric. 8 hours is a bit much, I don't want to lie, but I think 5 hours is enough. So for example, if you come back from school at around 7 p.m. like I used to, then at least give yourself 2 hours to rest, and then study from let me say 8:30 to 11:30. That's like what, 3 hours. Study from 8:30 to 11:30. 11:30 sleep and wake up at 5 a.m. and go to school. So myself, this is how I used to do it. I'll come back from school at around 7:10 p.m. like I said, and then I would eat, shower, relax, do my thing, and then I would sleep and wake up at around 2 p.m. That's like 5 to 6 hours of sleep if I'm not mistaken. Wake up at 2 a.m. study, and start getting ready for school, and then go. Okay, just have to discover what works best for you. Okay, another question somebody asked me is, how many hours did you study in matric? Well, I think that question was based off of my own personal study. Okay, so for myself, 3 hours was enough for me. I don't wanna lie, 3 hours was enough for me. During exam season, obviously it wasn't, but during normal days where I don't have any tests, I don't have any exams or anything, 3 hours was enough for me. So I studied for 3 hours from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. every single day. So I think 3 hours was enough for me, because like, I was learning the entire day at school. I cannot come back from school and study for another, like, what, 5-6 hours. That is content overload. You're gonna get burnt out. Okay, do not do that to yourself. So I think if you have a routine that is similar to mine, I highly recommend you studying for 3 hours. But if you have a normal routine, like your school has normal hours, you're at school from like what, 6 to 3 p.m., then you can study for 5 hours. Like, you have to study for 5 hours. But if you're at school like the entire day, I think 3 hours is more than enough. It gives your brain time to process your content and time to rest as well. Now, moving on to the main purpose of this video is how to create a study timetable. Okay, I have to be honest, I didn't really use a study timetable until after June. Yeah, I think I started having a timetable after June. Well, in the beginning of my matric year, I did like draw up a timetable just to be cute, just to like be a little bit serious. But I ended up not using it, and it was, I don't want to lie, it was very hard for me to study without a timetable. Like that requires a lot of discipline, okay? Like that requires a lot of discipline. It was very hard for me, but like approaching my trial exams, I made it a point to create a study timetable. Okay, so I tried to draw something for you guys. This is what I did. So how do I say this? I made a timetable every week. I would create a timetable every Sunday, change it the next Sunday, change it the other Sunday, and stuff like that. But if you are somebody who likes planning for the future, is that the way to say it? If you're somebody who likes planning for the future, then you should get like a big monthly calendar that allows you to just plan for the whole month. Yeah, I'll try to like put a template of the calendar I am talking about in this video, but this is what I did. So what you need okay, so what you need is a blank paper, a blank A4 paper, or any paper actually, as long as it is A4. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna write the 7 days of the week on the top, like I did. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like that. And then on the other side you write time. Okay, so like I said, I believe that by the time you are creating this timetable, you have already discovered a routine that works for you. So this is my routine. Like I said, I used to study from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. every day. So you're gonna put those times here. You see, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Now this is where it gets serious. You have 7 subjects. You have 4 major subjects, which can be, in my case it was physical sciences, life sciences, accounting, and pure mathematics. For somebody else it can be business studies, economics, accounting, pure mathematics. For somebody else it may be tourism, geography, maths, literacy, and consumer studies, right? So these 4 subjects are your main priority. This is what you have to put in your study timetable. I know right now you just like, oh, what about the languages? Oh, what about life orientation? Relax, let's relax, okay? So out of your 4 major subjects, you're gonna choose one that is difficult for you. For myself it was mathematics. So mathematics is out, meaning mathematics I have to do it every day from Monday to Sunday. I had to have an hour of mathematics every day. That was me. If the subject that is most difficult for you is physical sciences, then it means physical sciences every day. But it is highly recommended for you to practice maths every day. But I mean, it depends from person to person. I mean, if you are good, you're naturally good at mathematics, what is the point of you doing it every day, you know? So if for you physical sciences is your most difficult subject, then physical sciences every day. And then the 3 remaining major subjects, you're gonna break them up into the topics you are doing in that particular term. I'll give an example of life sciences. I don't remember well, but I think in term 1 we had meiosis, DNA, and human reproduction, right? You're gonna break it up into topics, and then you'll say, on Monday I will do meiosis. And another thing I recommend when doing your study timetable is applying the spaced repetition study method. Meaning, if I do meiosis on Monday, I'm gonna do it on Wednesday and maybe on Friday as well. If I do human reproduction on Tuesday, I'm gonna do it on Thursday as well. And I keep that momentum for the entire term. You're gonna do the same for all your subjects and make sure that this whole space is filled. So for me, like I said, it was 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. right? But it doesn't mean that from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. I am studying for 3 hours straight. No, if it's 2 a.m. I'm gonna study from 2 a.m. to 2:50 a.m. That is how I used to do it. I used to do the 10 minutes timer, 15 minutes study time and 10 minutes break. Now this is where your languages and your life orientation come in. This is a tip I got from my Xitsonga teacher, from my home language teacher. She used to say that in Xitsonga we used to do literature, right, where you are required to read a certain novel, a play, and you'll be examined on that play. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So she would tell us that after studying the content heavy subjects like these difficult subjects, take a 10 minutes break and read a book, and read a prescribed book for a certain subject. Take a 10 minutes break and read a chapter on life orientation. Like, that is so helpful, guys. Like, it is very helpful. You may be asking yourself, like, what am I gonna be doing in 10 minutes? Like, 10 minutes is so small. Well, avoid going on your phone, because next thing you are not going to stop, trust me. So during that 10 minutes break, take the assigned book for that specific language you are doing and just start reading it. Like, it trains your reading as well. You'll see when time goes on, that 10 minutes will be enough for you to like cover a lot of pages in that story, in that play of yours. Yeah, I used to do plays in that play of yours. How do you avoid procrastination, and how can you get motivated to study? Well, I used to have a friend. I really hope she's watching this. Like, if you're watching this, you're gonna know that I'm talking about you. I used to have a friend. She used to say that I just don't remember how she used to phrase that, man. But she used to say that having discipline is so much better than having motivation. She used to say that relying on motivation is useless, because motivation is there for a short period of time, but discipline can become part of your character. Discipline can become part of you for a long run. You know, once you practice discipline, it becomes part of you, whereas motivation is just a concept. You know what I'm talking about? You may be watching this video right now and you get motivated. That motivation can last you for like 5 minutes, because after you are done watching this video, you go off of YouTube, I'm pretty sure you're gonna forget that you were watching me, right? And that motivation is all gone. So I highly recommend being disciplined. How can you be disciplined? Well, just surround yourself with people who are serious about studying as well. Like, find people who have the same study routine as you, so that you guys can remind each other, okay, right now it's time to study, and stuff like that. Another thing I would highly recommend, especially if you are someone who relies on motivation, which I wouldn't recommend, by the way, is to like find quotes, man, and paste it on next to your study wall. Paste them on your study table. Paste a little verse right there. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and you'll be fine. Another thing is, if you are lazy like me, try to romanticize your study environment. You know, like, find prints in your favorite color, paste them on your wall so that your environment doesn't look depressing. And when it comes to procrastination, I believe that procrastination is a form of laziness. I highly recommend you pray about it. There was a time where I used to procrastinate a lot. Like, I would procrastinate. Okay, and another thing I would highly recommend, when you get to your final exams, please delete social media. Even before your final exams, if you feel like you cannot control yourself during the year, delete that social media. I know a lot of people from my matric year who survived on WhatsApp alone, because that is the app you need. Like, you survive on WhatsApp alone. Delete both TikTok, Bobo, Instagram, all these other things. Just delete them and be left with WhatsApp, so that you don't miss out on important announcements from these group chats and your teachers. and YouTube, because you can use YouTube to learn. Like, at least keep YouTube. But what TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, please delete all these other apps. It's for your own good. I did that in my final exams and it paid off, so you can try doing that as well. That's it from me, you guys. I really did try to speak at a fast pace in this video, because I don't want to be posting a long video, but I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys are applying the tips I keep sharing with you. Okay, I hope I am not wasting my breath for nothing. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. It's starting to get worse outside and I'm getting scared. Bye.